How the Crayons Saved the Rainbow. Read aloud by Kaylee Heeb. How the Crayons Saved the Rainbow. Written by Monica Sweeney, illustrated by Fronia Parker Thomas. Before good readers read a book, they make a prediction on what they think the book is going to be about. I see the sun and some clouds, but they look mad at each other. I also see some crayons that are the colors of the rainbow. The little green crayon is drawing. The title of this story is How the Crayons Saved the Rainbow. So I think that the crayons are going to save the rainbow somehow, and I predict this story will be about how the cloud raining on the top of the rainbow and washes away the color, but the crayons are going to color in the top back in and fix it all up. The sun and the clouds were best friends. They worked together to keep the earth warm and gardens growing. But of all the things they did together, their very favorite was making rainbows so that the whole world was colorful and happy. Then one day the sun and the clouds had a big fight. The clouds were blocking the sun, and the sun couldn't shine through to the earth. The sun went sizzle, sizzle, sizzle at the clouds, and the clouds went clap, bang, boom back. They stopped being friends and were never in the sky together. When good readers are reading, they ask questions to help them focus on what they are reading. I wonder what made them have such a big fight they aren't friends anymore. I would be so sad if I was fighting with my friend. With the sun and clouds far apart, it was scorching hot on some days and damp and cold on others. Oh boy, 2 words on this page are giving Miss Heeb pause. When good readers see words that give them pause, they don't stop and give up. They pause and use clues to figure them out. This is called clarifying. The word scorching is giving me pause. When I look at the picture, I see a girl sweating, a dog panting with his tongue out, some droopy flowers in the corner over here. That tells me it's hot, and so scorching must mean it's very hot. The word damp over here is giving me some pause. I see rain and rain clothes and a wet dog with his tail down. And he probably isn't too happy right now. I think damp must mean wet. And worst of all, there were no more rainbows. Without rainbows, the flowers, streams, and even cities started to lose their color. Soon, the earth was black and white. But in one little town, in one little school, in one little desk, there was one little forgotten box of crayons, and the crayons still had their colors. The desk rattled, shook, clambered, and clanked. All of a sudden it toppled over and the box of crayons tumbled out. Ah, I'm naked! Get off of me! Yippee! I'm out of here! Woe is me! Hey, where are all the colors? The crayons started to search for the colors. They raided marker bins and tore through art projects, but everything as far as they could see was only black and white. Who made all the colors go away? What about daffodils and butter? This is so sad. This is terrible. If oranges aren't orange, do I even exist? Friends, we are going to pause here so I can do a quick 10-word summary check. Good readers do these so they can tell if they are understanding the book so far. Sun and clouds are fighting, so crayons look for colors. Let's count these words and make sure that I have 10 of them. Sun and clouds are fighting, so crayons look for colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I have my 10-word summary, and I know what happened in the book so far. So I can continue reading on. The crayons looked out the window. The sun was all the way to one side of the sky looking angry, and the clouds were all the way to the other looking gloomy. I miss all the colors. We can't even draw rainbows together now. Wait, that's it. We need to save the rainbows. I'm going to use a good reader skill and ask another question. How will the crayons save the rainbows? So the crayons started drawing little rainbows all over town. But nothing happened. The sun and the clouds didn't seem to notice. Boys and girls, I have another prediction. I see the sun and I see the clouds starting to look at each other, but they don't look mad. So I predict that the crayons will get the sun and clouds to be friends again because they'll see the big rainbow and miss each other. We have to make our rainbows bigger, Violet said. Working together, the crayons drew and scribbled. They made the biggest, brightest, most colorful rainbow the world had ever seen. Ever so slowly, the sun perked up, and the clouds floated in for a closer look. The sun and the clouds both peered down, admiring the giant rainbow that the crayons had drawn. "What bright colors!" said the sun. "It's incredible," said the clouds. They looked at each other with great big smiles. The sun said to the clouds, "Remember when we used to be together all the time and make rainbows?" The clouds nodded. "I'm sorry for going clap bang boom at you." "I'm sorry for going sizzle 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 at you," the sun. "It's better being friends," said the sun, and the clouds agreed. They hugged. The sun shined brightly and the clouds misted happy rain. Ever so slowly, rainbows reappeared near and far, turning the world colorful once again. That's the end of our book, my friends, but wait. Good readers practice good reading habits before, during, and after reading. So now that it's after our reading, we need to practice one more habit. And we are going to do a 5-finger summary of the whole book to make sure that we're understanding what's happening. The somebody in the book is the crayons. And the crayons wanted color to come back into the world because when they came out of the desk, they lost all of the color and they wanted to make some more rainbows. But unfortunately, the sun and the clouds were fighting each other, so the sun and the clouds weren't making any rainbows. So the crayons made their own rainbow. They colored a really big rainbow, and the sun and the clouds saw that the crayons were having so much fun in the end that they wanted to make their rainbows together again too. So then color was restored back to the world. So now I'm going to condense that all into a couple sentences for our final summary to clean it up a little bit. The crayons wanted to get their rainbows back, but the sun and clouds were fighting, so they drew a big rainbow. Then the sun and clouds became friends again. And then they lived happily ever after. The end.